Hey everybody, welcome to my guitar play along video of Down by the River by Neil Young. I'm going to play for you for a second, then we'll get down to business. Here's how the intro sounds. You recognize that, right? Okay, that's our goal. Now, a couple of things. First of all, for right now in the beginning, we're going to keep the right hand strumming a lot simpler than that. Okay? So if you're not a fancy strummer yet, don't worry about it. Second of all, I highly encourage you to download the original song by Neil Young so that you can play along with it. That's the whole point of this video here, is to prepare you to play along with the original tune. Okay? So let's talk about some specifics here. There are a bunch of easy chords in this song and a few slightly oddball chords. You check out the diagram on the left there, the E minor 7 chord and the B minor chord. In case you haven't played those two chords before, you're going to need them for this song. The E minor 7 is a classic Neil Young sound, a classic Neil Young chord. He owns that chord as far as I'm concerned. You could play a standard E minor there, but for a variety of reasons, I really encourage you to play the real deal, okay, the E minor 7. All it is an E minor chord with one extra finger, okay? Now in terms of the B minor, I wrote down over here the easiest way of playing a B minor chord. I've taught for many years, and this seems to be the easiest way for beginners to play B minor over here. There are lots of other ways, but this way I would say would be the easiest way. Okay, so let's get down to business. The intro to the song and the verse, once the words start coming in, once Neil Young starts singing, is pretty straightforward. 4 strums on the E minor 7, 4 strums on the A. And those strums are indicated by those little slash marks. See, there's 4 little slash marks there and 4 there. So on my little chart here, every slash mark means a single steady down strum. 2 lines with 2 little tiny dots, that means you're going to repeat this sequence. And once the words come in, it repeats 4 times before it goes on to the next part. It happens a whole bunch of times in the intro before the words come in. But once the words come in, this top sequence here happens 4 times. Okay, check it out. E minor 7 4 times. A. E minor 7. A. Okay, now if you can do just those 2 chords, you're well on your way to mastering the whole tune. Let's talk about that E minor 7. Hopefully you already know an E minor chord, right? Index finger, 5th string, 2nd fret. Middle finger, 4th string, 2nd fret. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add on a finger. I like to use my pinky. 2nd skinny string, 3rd fret. Okay, I'll say that again. Pinky, 2nd skinny string, 3rd fret. Now I've taught a lot of students this song over the years, and a lot of my students swear that the ring finger feels better to them rather than the pinky. Now to me that feels hard. I don't want to work that hard. Something about that stretch doesn't work for me, for my hand, doesn't work for me. But I'll leave it up to you. No harm in using your ring finger there. So I use index, middle, and pinky. Okay? And that's followed by the A major chord. Hopefully you know that one already. So let's do it together, okay? The E minor 7. Ready? Go. And then A. One more time. E minor 7. And then A. Okay? So that happens a lot before the words come in. And then once the words come in, like I said, that sequence happens 4 times. Now, if I haven't mentioned this already, I highly encourage you to download this tune, okay? So you can have this tune to play along with, Down by the River by Neil Young. My whole job here during this video is to prepare you to play this song from start to finish, give you everything you need to play along, okay? We're not worrying about every little detail, especially in terms of the strumming, okay? But I will get you up and running so that when the song comes on the radio, you can grab your guitar and play along with it. Or say you got a buddy who has a band and they ask you to sit in or hang out at one of their rehearsals, and they say, well, do you know anything on the guitar? This will be one of the ones in your repertoire, okay? And if you enjoy this video, and I hope you do, read the information down below. I have a lot of other play-along videos that are aimed at beginners, okay? I hope you subscribe and enjoy all these videos. Okay, moving on, you ready? C 4 strums, followed by this B minor 4 strums. She could take me over the rainbow, drag me away. Okay, so what do we just do there? We use this B minor, and the sequence happened twice. So C 4 times, B minor 4 times, and then just like it says here, we do the whole thing a second time. C 4 times, B minor 4 times. So this B minor, let's talk about it for a minute. It's not totally easy, but it's about as easy as B minor is going to get, this particular version of it. Index finger, skinny string, 2nd fret. Middle finger, 2nd skinny string, 3rd fret. Ring finger, 3rd string, 4th fret. It makes a nice diagonal line. See that little diagonal line there? Okay, we're going to avoid the 2 fat strings. Don't strum the 2 fat ones, but do include the 4th string as an open string. That's what that little O is doing up there. So B minor, starting on the 4th skinniest string, also known as the D string. Should sound like that. And just so you know, my thumb is right about here, okay? More or less pointing up towards the ceiling. It's a good place for your thumb, especially for this chord. By the way, where your thumb goes can really depend on the chord or the scale or whatever you happen to be doing, okay? Keep in mind that your thumb can hold you back or can help you, okay? So you want to keep it mobile and adjust it as needed. Not just for this song, but for anything you do on the guitar, okay? Adjust that thumb as needed. If you're having a hard time doing a certain stretch or a certain thing on the guitar, double check and see if your thumb is possibly holding you back, depending on this location. Okay, moving on. The chorus of the song. 2 strums of G, 2 strums of D, and 4 A strums. Okay, and that sequence happens 3 times. Okay, this is where the chorus comes in. Here we go on the G chord. Here we go. Down by the river, I shot my baby. Down by the river. Okay, now you've done it 3 times. What's next? The band goes back to the E minor 7A, okay? And they use that as a vamp, you know, a little filler before the next verse starts, okay? So, we're going to talk more in a minute before the end of this short little video, but let's do a quick recap. The intro / verse, E minor 7, 4 strums, A, 4 strums. What I'm calling the pre-chorus, C4, B minor 4, and that's going to happen twice. The chorus, G twice, A 4 times. That's going to happen a total of 3 times. Now, there's a lot to memorize here. There's a lot of counting going on. Trust me, if you listen to the original song carefully, with this information in front of you, it's going to make a lot more sense. The better you know the song, if you can sing it in the car, sing it in the shower, the better you know it up here, the easier it is to play it. Trust me, okay? Counting 4 times, 2 times, 3 times, all that keeping track you have to do. It's a lot easier if you know what is coming next in terms of, you know, what the lyric is or what's going on, you know. For instance, when it hits that pre-chorus, she could take me. Well, if you know that, you know, that she could take me lines up with the C chord, that helps a lot, right? If you know that down by lines up with the G and the D, obviously it's going to keep you on track a lot better. Okay, let's pause for 1 second. Folks, if you haven't read the information down below already, I hope you check out the information down below. I hope you subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot of guitar play along videos posted that are especially aimed at beginners, you know, so that you can grab your guitar and play along with a lot of your favorite songs. Okay, and I hope you enjoy this video. I love making them. I hope you enjoy them too. All right, so let's do a quick recap of the right hand. We've been keeping the right hand very simple, right? It doesn't get any easier than this. It's not how Neil Young is strumming it. He's doing something fancier. For our purposes, though, I want to give you a chance to improve on your left hand chords and your left hand chord transitions before we stress out too much about the right hand, okay? But having said that, let's check out some options for the right hand. See what I'm doing there? I'm doing all downstrokes. I'm doing 8 downstrokes, 8 fast ones for the E minor 7. Instead of 4 slow ones, I'm doing 8 fast ones. And same thing on the A minor, 8 fast downstrokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Now you're getting more into the feel of the tune. Be on my side, I'll be on your side. Now there's a lot of subtleties going on here. And I don't think about it too much, but very often a student will say to me, well, wait a minute, I notice that you're doing X, Y, and Z, and they point out something I take for granted, so I want to keep you in the loop here. Yes, technically I was doing 8 downstrums, for the E minor 7, and 8 down strums for the A. But let's talk about the subtleties, because a lot of times teachers leave out those little details, and they sound great, but then when you do what they tell you to do, it doesn't sound as good as when they do it, right? Okay, so let's talk about some details. I was doing a loud downstroke and then a softer one. Creates a pulse. Loud, soft, loud, soft. Okay, so there's one little subtlety. Another thing, can't emphasize this enough. Hold the pick so loosely. You should be holding the pick almost like you're going to drop it. That's how loosely. And if you drop the pick, blame it on me. Say, that guy on YouTube told me to do it. Okay? The looser you hold the pick, the better. I can't emphasize that enough. It creates a nice light sound. Okay? If I were to grab the pick tightly and squeeze too tightly, listen to the effect. Right? No one wants that. Simply by relaxing your grip. Now that's easier said than done, because nobody wants to drop the pick, right? And it's one more detail to worry about. So I'm going to emphasize it, but I understand that it might not come naturally to the many of you to hold the pick lightly. Then again, if you want to get that smooth sound, you can't avoid holding the pick lightly. There's no way to get this sound. Squeeze the pick tightly. Okay, so there's a couple tips. Number one, that loud, soft. Loud, soft, okay? Number two, hold the pick so lightly. Number three, notice I was not strumming all 6 strings. I mean, sometimes I probably was only doing 3 or 4 strings. I'm focusing my pick sort of on the center 4 strings of the guitar a lot. That also creates this sort of smoothness, this even kind of sound. If I were to go out of my way to worry about all 6 strings or 5 strings, if it's a 5-string chord or something, wouldn't sound right. You know what I mean? Can you hear the difference, right? So these are little subtleties, and they're going to take a little bit of an effort, but it's going to pay big dividends, okay? I promise you. I'm gonna employ those techniques I just did on the C to B minor. Technically, we only do that 2 times. I'm going to do it a bunch of times. I'm going to do it again. She could take me over the rainbow, drag me away. Okay, now if you're itching to pound out some chords, when you get to that G, D, A, the chorus part, then you might want to go back to those nice slow down strums. There's 2 slow Gs. Down by the river, I saw my baby. Down by the river. So notice there, I did 2 slow A strokes, but then I started doing the faster ones. I don't know, just, so it didn't feel too pedestrian. Okay, little details, but every little detail adds up to a lot. All right, folks, so download the tune, practice it, play along with it. A bonus of attempting to play along with a real song is you find out really quickly what you can and what you can't do. For example, you might find it hard to change from C to B minor. A lot of my students over the years have complained about that. Okay, well now you know what to practice. And whatever you do, when you find the hard part, let's say it's the C to B minor transition, if that's the hard part for you, turn off the song, turn off this video or pause this video and practice C to B minor 100 times, 200 times, okay? Notice I'm strumming each one once. Because what I really want to polish is my left hand's ability to change. For a moment, I'm not thinking about down by the river. I'm just thinking about C to B minor. Okay, see what we're doing? We're taking the tricky part out of the song, doing it incessantly. Okay, over and over and over and over again, as many times as you can stand it. Okay, that's what I have to do when I'm learning a tricky song. It's what everyone has to do. All right. Hey, everybody. I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I love making these videos. Check out the information down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to hear from you. And keep on rocking.